So we've slowed this video down considerably so that I can talk without racing, and Jude's already slow performance of the end of the Yang-style short form can be slow enough to let me get all my words in. Here we go. She's coming out of Fair Lady Works with Chateaus, turns to her right and goes to look in the mirror. So this whole set is reversed, that is, it's in the mirror, not going backwards, it's in the mirror. And Jude's gone ward off right, she's going to do ward off left. So that's like the beginning, except instead of left right, it's right left. She's coming around and she's placing herself, getting ready. And this is facing what would be the front of the room. So she's facing what would be the front of the room, back to where she began, really, close to it anyway. And she's doing ward off left like you do at the beginning, but she's not following it with look in the mirror, which she's already done. She's going to move into grasp sparrow's tail sequence like you do in Beijing 24 step. She's rolling back to her right side with her left foot forward and right foot back. So this is a mirror of what happens at the beginning. She rolls back on a different side. Same. The next move, press. And with the next, which is withdraw and push. Now this is an awkward piece to do because she's turning into single whip, but it's right foot forward, right hand forward and left back. So she's hooking her left hand. A lot of people struggle with this and they forget to leave their left hand at the back. So she hooks her left hand, leaves it behind her as she comes round, right foot places, right hand extends. This is single whip. And she's going to move from single whip into snake creeps down. Once again, it's mirrored. So she's preparing by bringing her body weight forward. It allows her to adjust her back foot. Jude in fact steps rather than slides, and then drops down over her left leg. You don't have to go as far down as Jude unless you're particularly flexible. And Jude is now coming up. Now watch where her left foot goes. This is her back foot. She's bringing it up and she's tucking it in next to her right foot. Look how she's come back up again. Her hands have dropped and she's stepping with her right foot and her hands are coming up. This is step to the 7 stars, step, rise up to the 7 stars, and her hands come up in front of her. They're just closing at the ends into fists. They should be closed at that point, not tight. And drops her weight, drops her hands, her body's coming back. Right foot goes back and it settles on the ground as her arms swing over her head and down forward, and she sits back. So this is sit back to ride a tiger. Look how she's on the back leg, sitting down. Her left hand's coming down parallel with her left thigh, which is bent there. Her right hand parallel with the ground. Now she's about to turn. She's just twisting her body to generate the turn. Here she goes. She's turning on her right leg and her left leg is spinning. Now this is slowed down a lot, but you'll see it still goes very fast. So you can take your time with that if you need. It's absolutely fine. Now Jude kicks into her hand. Best to push up with your left hip to get that kick to work. And from the kick, her right foot, after kicking, places forward. Her left hand's extended in draw the bow, and her right hand is lifted up above her head. Look how it's above her head, and look how she twists to the right hand side. See how she's twisted to her right? Her left hand's coming round, ready for the next movement, which is step and deflect. Wrists are meeting, left foot's coming forward and placing as she deflects. So this is the same as earlier on in the form, but she's doing a mirrored version. So she's stepping onto her left foot rather than the other way around. Hands coming all the way round to her left hip. And she's going to step again, because just like earlier in the form, step and deflect is followed by step and punch. She places her right foot down. Her right hand doesn't disappear, it doesn't flap around. Look how close to her body it is. It's also possible to bring it a little bit further forward than Jude has done. That's okay as well, but don't drop it. She's punched with her left hand. So this is withdraw, separate and push. We've talked about this plenty of times. Look how her weight is coming back onto her left side, but her right hand has stayed in front of her. She's now drawing it back to get ready to push. Weight is back. Weight's coming forward. And she's pushing. That's nearly it. Just turning, 2 more moves, turning to the front again. So she brings her weight onto her left side and drifts her right foot up beside it. This is a bit like when she did crossed hands earlier in the form, so she's going to do it again. Except again, it's a mirrored version. She's going onto her left foot rather than the other way around. Hands drop, weight drops, and her hands are going to circle back up. Now they're crossed in front of her. Looks a bit like a butterfly. And her arms separate at that height. They separate at that height, so they're ready for the closing movement. She pulls her elbows in, and her hands come down, and you can see Jude's getting ready for the closing bow already. So she's put her weight on her right, brings her left foot in, and she's bowing. You can't see her hands because they are the other side of her.